Yes, Hand is doing this as part of my show. It's not my fault if Hand takes bloody ages to play Trivial Pursuit. Sophie also texted me to say that she'd eventually... Oh, hello.
Hello. Happy Halloween, Mark. Hello.
Hello, Mary. This is Mary Flanigan, everyone. Mary Flanigan, please.
Thank you.
In the last long show, Mary Flanigan did a sort of choose your own adventure, which was very popular. And now she's doing it again, but at Halloween.
A spectacular themed choose your own adventure. I did the choose your adventure for the last stream, and I've actually ended up doing choose your own adventures on Twitch all the time now. So thanks, Mark. I had a lovely time doing that. Okay, so
was this the start of it? Is this how you...
Well, so I was doing it on stage, and then I did it with you, and then I was like, I'll just keep doing it, I guess. So thank you to Mark Hype in the chat.
I don't mind Mark Hype, actually. If you want Mary Hype, just change one letter and you're on Mark.
One letter. Listen, Mary, if we see Mar and it ends in Hype, then it's up to us how it ends. You know what I mean?
Or you could write Marky Hype, and then it would look to both of us like it's our individual name.
Yes.
Marky Hype, Mary Hype.
You're so sharp, even at 4:15 in the morning. How are you doing, Mark? Are you doing all right?
I am firstly, you're right, Mary. I'm as sharp as a tack, and secondly, I'm all right. I really enjoy these. This is my sort of thing. This sort of thing. Long, stupid,
big, long things. Yeah. Well, I've got my Poundland decorations out. I've got my adventure in my hand. I've got some choices for you in the chat to make, and these adventures begin as they always do with having to pick a name.
Yeah.
So you can be Ursula Prawn Cocktail.
Yeah.
You can be Yvonne Gazpacho.
Yeah.
Or you can be Pauline 2-Day-Old Bagels.
I think Yvonne Gazpacho is a really classy name.
Yvonne Gazpacho?
Yes, please.
How are we feeling in the chat? I think we're...
I reckon I'll back myself on that one, but then when we start making actual choices about our fate, then the chat are in... Oh, hang on. A lot of people want to be called Pauline 2-Day Prawns.
Pauline 2-Day Bagel. Pauline Ursula Prawn Cocktail. Not a lot of love for Yvonne, actually, which is odd because I also think it's the coolest name.
But maybe it's because we're not a cool crowd. Maybe we like the name that's less cool. Very well. I've been overruled. We're going to call ourselves... What's the full name of Pauline?
Pauline 2-Day-Old Bagels.
We're called Pauline 2-Day-Old Bagels.
Pauline 2-Day-Old Bagels. Okay.
I want to give the people what they want.
Yeah. You're a populist. It's grand. Okay, so...
Yeah, like Boris.
It's nearing the end of October 1973.
Whoop.
The nights draw closer, the wind howls harder, and the veil between our world and the next stretches gossamer thin. Creeping demons and unholy temptations creep closer to humanity, knowing mere mortals are one misstep away from falling into unimaginable horror.
Hey.
You're an actress.
Sorry, Mary. I don't like unimaginable horror. I like imaginable horror.
You like imagining the horror? That's, to be fair, if you had to choose between the two, okay. You're an actress.
Oh, good. About time.
You're pretty good.
Oh.
You're held back because you're made out of, you guessed it, 2-Day-Old Bagels.
Well, this is my worry when we signed up for this Bagels name, but no, people wouldn't have it. Fine.
No, there you go. So Pauline 2-Day-Old Bagels. Now, you want to be taken seriously. You want to be Helen Mirren. You want to get your backside in Excalibur. You want to get a BAFTA.
Of course I want to get my backside in Excalibur. I'm human, Mary.
Yes. Everybody wants... Whom amongst us? Okay. You've got a big audition coming up. The role of Bit of Crumpet number 3 in On the Buses.
I want that role.
You want that? Do you want it more than anything you've ever wanted in your life?
I absolutely do, yeah. Most things I want in my life are just like lunch or something. This is big.
This is huge. This is On the Buses, guys. Come on.
Someone says, by the way, who says Helen Mirren isn't also made out of bagels, but I don't think she is. I don't think she'd have had the career she has.
Well, she'd be pursued by pigeons more than she is, I think.
You never see Mirren pursued by pigeons. Objection overruled. Carry on.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, so what are we going to do for our audition piece? So we have the Epic of Gilgamesh in the Fool in the original Sumerian.
Difficult.
We could make a perfectly baked vanilla sponge cake with lemon curd buttercream filling topped with white chocolate ganache.
Easier, but perhaps less likely to land a roll.
Sword swallowing.
Right, what we're going to do, guys, the Epic of Gilgamesh, make a nice cake, swallow a sword. This is important in terms of getting this roll.
Yeah, this is kind of our big break. This is our first chance to be on telly.
A lot of people, well, the early signs are that most people say sponge cake, which perhaps reflects the obsession with baking that this show have. There's also quite a lot of love for sword swallowing. Cake. It's between sword and cake. I think it's more cake. I think people largely think we should go for the perfectly baked vanilla sponge cake.
Perfectly baked vanilla sponge cake. Okay. So, your vanilla cake prepped, you step into the audition room. You meet the disinterested eyes of director Peter Goodwin and of director Derek Goodwin and producer Peter Liptonfist.
No,
Peter
not
says, Peter says, Pauline, 2-day-old bagels, is it? And he looks at you and you see in his eyes thinking, oh God, that's that girl made out of 2-day-old bagels, isn't it?
And not surprisingly, you see, this stigma follows us everywhere. This is why I wonder about the name we chose, but carry on.
Right. He's far too polite to actually say that. And then what he says instead is, I'm really sorry. I actually just have a meeting, but Derek will look after you. He'll give you his full attention. So then Derek glares at Peter's retreating back and plasters on a smile. Go ahead, he says, expecting you to begin your performance.
But
you produce
cake. Yeah.
Your cake. Derek, intrigued, takes a slice. Is it down? Immediately starts choking.
We've chosen badly.
And you try to reach to do the Hamlet maneuver, but it's all over so quickly. He's got a very tiny throat, has Derek.
If we'd known that, we're not shoving cake down it, are we? But we didn't.
To be fair, it's his throat. He should know. Okay, so
he should have stepped away from the cake when he had the choice.
Now, what do we do? He's dead. He's lying dead. He's gone blue. He is dead. The director is dead. What do we want to do? Scream for help or eat the rest of the cake? Bracket stress eating.
I think people are going to go for eating the rest of the cake here because stress eating seems to be fairly popular kind of motion in this. It is a shame that, yes, everyone's devastated that we've killed him.
Oh, no.
I think there's a general feeling we now eat the cake because at least then we're making something out of a bad situation.
Yeah. Now, obviously, as you're made of 2-day-old bagels, there is a slight element. You're a carb eating another carb. You're kind of wondering, you're sort of considering the implications of what this means, but you are still shoving the cake into your mouth because it's a stressful fucking situation. And then just to compound matters, a stressed-looking assistant runs in, going, Derek, have you cast the crumpet yet? Sees you. What have you done? You 2-day-old bagel freak! You turn to run, and then you feel a sharp pain in the back of your head.
Uh-oh. None of this sounds good either.
And then there is nothing but blackness. Which is not what you want. You want some blackness and then some other things.
Generally. Oh, I think so. I think anytime it's all blackness, it's a case of, oops, I'm unconscious or oops, I'm dead.
Yeah.
And either way, I'm not happy with those. I want to be conscious and alive.
You wake up tied to a marble table.
Oh, that's bad news as well. It's good to be not blackness anymore, but I hate being tied to things on the whole.
Well, exactly. And also, marble tables, it's uncomfortable. There's no back support. There's no lumbar support.
It's a shit table to be tied to, even as tables go.
Yeah, so robed figures are moving around you, solemnly intoning in Latin. The room is in darkness, apart from flickering orange light. You can just see out of the corner of your eye. Huge leaping shadows are cast across shelves of tape, shelves of film reel. Are you? My God, yes, you are! You're in the depths of the BBC film library!
Goodness gracious me. That is nice. Well,
you raise your voice to scream for help when a hand clamps across your mouth. It's the assistant. Oh, Miss 2-day-old bagels, he says. Please don't struggle. You must understand you're being put to a higher purpose. Once you killed Derek, we had no choice. You had to be the sacrifice instead of him. You see, we are contacting the Dark One, and we must offer him something. Please, there is no point in calling for help. In the BBC Film Library, no one can hear you scream. I must return to the incantation. You yell after him, but on the buses is ITV!
Yeah, quite right.
It's no use. He glides away, his rope swishing over the cobbles. The robe-clad acolytes murmur in Latin, faster and faster. The shadows leap. There is a sudden crash of thunder and lightning, a deep, grisly sound like the deepest note of an organ. The earth trembles. They've done it. They've summoned Satan!
Oh, I knew bloody Satan now. We thought we had enough problems.
Please
please.
Oh, there he is. There's Satan.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around for a long, long year. Stole many a man's soul and faith. And I was round when Jesus Christ had his moment of doubt and pain, made damn sure Pilate washed his hands and sealed his fate. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name.
I'm starting to feel sympathy for you against the odds.
Ah, yes. But what's puzzling you, Mark, is the nature of my game.
Exactly right. Yes, it is, Mr. Smith, if that is your real name.
Ah, well, come, you know my name, for I have many. Lucifer, Satan, Beelzebub, the Dark Lord, Prince of Hell, Old Nick, King of the Flames, Lord of the Flies, and a very, very naughty boy.
You must have so many different credit cards.
I do get through them, but it's always good to rack yourself up with credit cards. Now tell me, I'm very, very busy on the 31st of October.
In the text box, someone says, I don't trust this guy. And I share your misgivings. I honestly do, Mrs. Bottom.
I've got my eye on you, Mrs. Bottom. Listen, October the 31st is an incredibly busy time for me, so I hope you've got a bloody good reason for summoning me.
It's like your Christmas, I suppose, this, isn't it?
That's precisely what it's like, although I'd thank you for not using that word around here.
I didn't summon you on purpose. You've been summoned as a result of the choices made by my group here.
Ah, yes, I see. No, I realize. It appears that I'm looking through a portal back into the 1970s, and you seem to be tied to some sort of marble slab in the bowels of BBC Television Centre, unless I'm very much mistaken.
Despite the fact that I was auditioning for an ITV show, mystifyingly, yeah.
Well, I can't answer that. I'm not privy to these decisions, but I will say I am familiar with the Satanists of Wood Lane. I know them very well. Behind their goat masks and flowing robes, the stars of stage and screen. Watch as Terry Wogan leads the procession. At the back of the crypt, 2 Satanists, one smaller than the other, both carrying 4 candles. And is there a draft in here? Never fear. Brother Grayson will shut the door.
This is a very nice glimpse of 70s BBC and ITV. And as you'll know, if you're a comedian watching, there are still plenty of Satan worshippers within the ranks of TV commissioners. So the story's not as unrealistic as it might sound. What do we do, Mary? We've summoned the bloody devil here.
Well, it's the thing. I mean, the thing is, we are about to be sacrificed to the devil. So I think we need to maybe throw ourselves in his mercy. The devils are famous for offering deals.
Deals? Yes, I could do a deal. I might take pity on you. Tell me, Mark, do you think when it's all over you'll end up in heaven or hell?
I think I'm probably bound for hell just based on sort of some of the things I've done. Yeah.
Yes. I think you might be right there. And let me tell you, 24-hour-long charity marathons probably aren't enough to adjust the balance.
I wonder how many hours I do have to do before I start to get a glimpse of the pearly gates, I must say.
Well, I mean, what's it been? Only like 7.5 hours? That's nothing compared to an eternity.
It's true, actually, as Luke Rollison points out, that I recently, in the last hour of the show, I did make a will, and in the will I requested to go to heaven. So I don't know, it's in the balance.
Well, I will free you from your bonds. I will burn through the ropes and let you go. And I might even be persuaded to turn you from a bagel woman into a real woman.
Ooh, that would be something.
But if I scratch your back, you must scratch mine. Your boss, Peter Lipton-Fist, he's crossed me one too many times. I want you to bring him to me that I might devour his soul.
Oh, we'll throw Lipton-Fist under a bus if it saves everyone here.
Well, then that's exactly what I ask. You bring me Lipton-Fist. You bring him to me. You might wonder why a man of my supreme power might not be able to go and get Peter Lipton-Fist myself, but let me tell you. Well, yes, but the last time I tried to go and get him, he threw some salt over his shoulder at me. I mean, how am I supposed to anticipate that degree of ingenuity?
I don't know. It's amazing that you haven't evolved some sort of defense against that, with you being the devil and that being your famous weakness, but still people keep on doing it, eh?
I don't take kindly to sarcasm. I can take back my unbagel doing.
Mark, please, we don't want to upset the devil. There's one thing you don't want to do at Halloween. Listen, I would hate if someone threw salt at me.
I would. I'm not even the devil.
Yeah.
Well, then the deal is cast. The veil is closing. Go back, Mark, go back.
Oh, Christ, thank goodness for that. We escaped, Mary.
We've escaped. We've come to, we sort of real home. I've kind of come to walking away from television center. Kind of, our bonds have come loose. It's like we're kind of coming out of a dream. We don't really know what's like quite happening. And when we wake up, it's like our mind slowly builds like a wall of denial around the fact that we just met the embodiment of evil. But by the time we wake up, by the time our phone starts ringing the next day, we'd swear we just had a bad audition. But as you sit up and reach for the phone, you look at your arm and you realize you're not made of 2-day-old bagels anymore. You're a real human woman.
We might be winning this after all, guys. Bloody hell, what a roller coaster.
Right, so the phone call is from the production team. Despite the director dying, you have still been cast as Crumpet number 3.
We did it, people. Bloody hell. You're a real woman with a real role on the buses. What a win, Mary.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. You turn in a sizzling performance full of depth, raw sexuality, and emotional intensity.
Well done, people.
Okay. You have one line. I want you to pick your one line, and then I would like you to deliver it with that level of performance. So you have, oh, you cheeky boy, you love it, or if you touch me again, I'll break your fucking fingers.
I want to say, if you touch me again, I'll break your fucking fingers. If that's my one line, I'm having that.
So I want to see some sizzling sensuality.
I do that naturally, yep.
I want to see some depth, and I want to see, like, you're a woman. Let's hear you roar, Mark.
I'm just getting ready.
Yeah. It's okay. Take as long as you need.
That's just some water being poured. If you touch me again, I'll break your fucking fingers.
Oh, come on, guys, in the chat. Can you get some hype? Hype for a performance like that.
Oh, dear me. I felt really, well, I believed it. And if you believe it, they'll believe it, I guess.
Damn it. Right.
That was amazing, Mary.
Okay, well, we're not there yet.
Ooh.
So you catch the press and the industry's attention. You find out that based on the production team's recommendation, you're to be given a spin-off show about the trials and tribulations of a young woman in London, on the pill, on her own, on the path to her own self-actualization, and very much not on the buses. You're calling it Fleabag, and Phoebe Waller-Bridge comes to life 40 years earlier and sues you, but it's fine. Okay, it's a hit. The audience noticed you, the press noticed you, your photograph flirting with Eric Idle.
All right.
Baby, you're a star. And by the way, I would like everyone to Google Eric Idle in the early 1970s because, you know, we're doing pretty well.
Proper stuff.
But the attentions of a fickle public mean nothing to you. You know you want BAFTA. And you have dreams where a satanistic face appears to you and says, Peter Lipton Fist. It sounds almost like, well, if Mr. Smith would oblige.
Peter Lipton Fist.
There it is. So, the whirlwind of celebrity sort of has driven the unholy deal from your mind, but with the BAFTA ceremony approaching, you've been nominated. Oh, yeah, and what do you wear to the ceremony?
Vivienne Westwood or Diane von Furstenberg?
Yep.
Anyone in the chat? I mean, I'm sort of easy. I mostly just wear t-shirts around the place.
Yeah, I mean, it's a BAFTA ceremony, and you're in the 70s. Come on, what are we going to do? Going to go Vivienne or Diane?
Vivienne Westwood. It's my only chance to wear Westwood, I think. Yeah,
I think everyone's going for Viv.
We're going to wear Vivienne Westwood to the BAFTA ceremony.
And it's a little much. It's a little much.
Ah, okay. Well, still.
The ceremony is about to start. You stare around the room, hardly daring to believe you're here. You see lights glinting off jewelry, sequins, rosary beads. Peter Lipton Fist is here. And he's literally covered in string upon string of rosary beads. He seems a bit drunk and waves you over. Remember, we might be about to sacrifice this man to Satan.
That's the deal. We did the deal.
Okay. He greets you. He greets you warmly. Pauline, I'm so pleased things are going well for you. Listen, I'm really sorry I was rude the first time we met. I don't know if you know, but it was me who said you should get your solo show. And I just, I'm a big fan. I'm so happy. I think you're really talented. Sorry about the get up. I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I'm a bit drunk, so whatever. Have you ever heard of Satan? Yeah, I kind of pissed him off a little while back, so I'm wearing all this as protection. Do you think it's a bit silly? Do you think I should take off the rosary beads? No. Are we about to plunge a man's soul to hell?
Yeah, we did a deal, and if the devil doesn't take him, he takes us. I think surely take the beads off, isn't it?
But guys, this is a human life that we're talking about.
Yeah, but so is ours. Well, I suppose it's a bagel, but we're a human now. Everyone says off. Take the bagels off.
Everyone says off.
Take the rosary beads off. Fuck them.
Fuck it. Okay. He grins and shrugs off the rosary beads. You close your eyes and wince, but nothing happens. The lights may dim a little, but that's it. The deal must not come good until you accept the BAFTA. And then you're fine once you get your full success, once you get what you've wanted. In that moment, the deal will be fulfilled. The ceremony continues. It's long, the champagne flows, it all flies past you in a blur until your category is announced. Now, it's the early 70s. There is no Best Actress category, but you have been nominated for Sauciest Dolly Bird.
I'll take that.
The nominees are Barbara Windsor, Madeline Smith, the girl half of ABBA, and Pauline Two-Day-Old Bagels. And the winner is Pauline Two-Day-Old Bagels. And you walk up to the stage, and it's like the crowd's noise in your head, and you think, once I take this, it's either my soul or his. It's either my soul or his. Can I do this? Can I condemn a man to hell? I have a feeling you'll be able to answer this pretty easily. Do we take the BAFTA or no?
We take the BAFTA. At this point, we're doing this now. We're committed to it. Send him to hell. Save us.
Send him to hell. Okay. We lean in. We shake David Niven's hand. We take the BAFTA. There is a scream, a screeching, the lights darken, and Peter Lipton-Fiss is dragged down to hell by 100,000 devils. Let's go to Satan for his reaction.
Of course, that's his reaction.
Yeah, he's a happy chappy. And, it's nice to have, laughter's a wonderful sound, even if it comes from Satan. So, Pauline Two-Day-Old Bagels, you have a long and storied career. You played the Queen 5 times. You're briefly married to Pierce Brosnan in a May-December romance, and you die quite rich, quite happy in a lovely flat in Tottenham Court Road. So, guys, we did it.
We did pretty well there. Thank you to Mary, and thank you to, I've got to say it, the devil.
The devil. And the devil is a big fan of a guy called Richard Dad. So if you're some Richard Dad hype in the chat, would be nice. And thank you so much for having me, Mark. And thanks again for putting this on for nonsense.
You, Mary. You are
fun.
Very innovative storyteller indeed. Mary hype, please. The devil hype. The devil being adjacent to a man called Richard Dad.
Yes.
Richard hype, Mary hype, and we are 4:30. Hype them. Also hype Andy again, the interpreter, who's done.
Oh, Andy, thank you. So kind of you.
As of a few minutes ago, we were trending at number 7 on Twitter.
Woo!
And, those of you that are sort of not as young as me might not realise, but trending basically means that you're a much talked about phenomenon, or that you've paid for advertising. In our case, it is that it's a genuine trending. I've only trended a few times in my life, and it's not yet been for bad reasons.